Hey! Holding it 38 miles per hour. Oh, you're on my trainer? Oh, bloody hell. This is the Crazybird Jumper, a brilliant new e-bike from Crazybird with some top spec gear and a very nice Bafang 750 watt motor paired with a more powerful than usual 52 volt battery. Now ordinarily a motor like that would be good for anywhere up to 30 miles per hour. However, when reviewing the bike it was a different story. You guys are 28 and then it's like, nah. Nah. The bike actually comes with a physical speed limiter. It also comes without a throttle installed, but with a throttle in the box. This means you can happily ride around at legal assist speeds and without a throttle, safe in the knowledge that the police will leave you alone, but also knowing that you have more power than your average 250 watter to get you up some hills. Or will they? Is a restricted e-bike actually legal? In this video we'll take a quick look at the Crazybird Jumper in all its full speed glory ahead of the full review, which will be the very next video on the channel. Then we'll delve into the e-bike power laws once again in an attempt to work out if restricted e-bikes are in fact road legal. Right, okay, I'm gonna get a good flat now. Pedal assist 5, 24 miles an hour, 25. So no power from me. 26. 27 then. In a way, it's actually a good idea putting that little plug inside the bike that you've got to physically undo to unlimit it, because most of the time it's just a case of unlimiting on the computer. But then if someone wants to pull you over and they kind of know their stuff, they might be like, well, you've just changed that on the computer, haven't you? But if it's fully limited, you can then say, look, no, this goes 15.5 miles an hour, no faster. And it's the same as when you buy a moped. Mopeds are limited to 28 miles an hour, but pretty much all of them can be unlimited to go faster than that. It doesn't make them illegal. And we're not talking like Chinese brand mopeds or anything, we're talking about any old moped that you get on the high street. You say on the high street? In your local showroom? Oh, that smells nice. So I got to Sandy Lane where we do all the hill climb tests. I'm not going to show all of it, but you'll see that it easily gets up where other 250 watt bikes always fail. In the review of the Jumper, we'll compare how long it takes with the bike restricted and de-restricted. If this video has been out for over a week, then the review of this bike should be available right now. Right, okay, now we're getting the speed up to 16, 17. Obviously before it got limited there, so we couldn't get much of a run up, but we're still topping out at 17. It's probably not going to be that much difference, to be honest, because most of the way up it won't be going faster than that. 14, going up to the stop sign, 17, and stop. So we've unlimited it. Fairly simple process. So it looks to be top speed of about 28 miles an hour. If you're not going to put any effort in yourself, which is pretty decent. Basically moped speeds. So all in all, the review will be coming soon. I was about to say some comments, but ahead of the review I will say that it's a nice bike, and with the throttle not attached and with the speed properly limited, you can rest assured that you got a very nice, powerful for the hills, but also legal e-bike. Now it is worth noting that the motor in the Jumper is more powerful than the legal limit of 250 watts maximum continuous power. So is a restricted e-bike legal if the motor is capable of sustaining a higher continuous wattage than 250 watts? Well, the law on the UK Gov's website states that the EAPC, or electrically assisted pedal cycle, must be propelled only by the pedals. If you disconnect the throttle, then that is a tick. or do what brands such as Pivi do and use the throttle as a walk mode that goes 4 miles per hour. The law also states that the bike cannot assist the rider over 15.5 miles per hour. The bike is allowed to be pedalled faster than that, but assistance must cut out at 15.5. Now that brings its own problems, but that's not for this video. The fact is that once an e-bike is restricted, it will no longer assist above this painfully slow speed. I know, go buy a moped, yawn. But anyway, that is another tick. Now the speed and the no throttle are the simple parts, but what about the power? Let's look at the wording. Must have a maximum power output of 250 watts. Now it's worth noting that this is most likely incorrect, and the actual law is that it mustn't have a maximum continuous power of 250 watts, because of course, pretty much all e-bikes can output more power for brief periods when it accelerates or goes up a hill. But when the jumper is restricted, then the motor won't be drawing massive amounts of power when travelling along the flat at a constant speed. Now, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not going to get electrical equipment out to check, but I do know that travelling along at a constant speed, especially with pedalling, does not require a lot of power from the motor, especially since the motor will cut out at 15.5 miles per hour anyway. So surely a restricted e-bike will actually be following this law too. Especially since the electric motor itself doesn't really output any power. Power from the battery is pushed through it. So what do you think? As said before, legal mopeds and 125cc motorbikes are all able to be de-restricted to output more power. When restricted, they're legal for use on the appropriate license. When de-restricted, the moped is technically no longer a moped and would then become illegal for a 16-year-old to use or for someone to use it on a provisional car license. The 125 motorbike, if de-restricted, would become illegal to be used on a provisional motorbike license. This all leads me to believe that restricted e-bikes are in fact legal, especially when you consider big e-bike brands such as Super 73 have their e-bikes classed as 250 watts. They're easily de-restricted using an app, and they're sold by reputable high street e-bike stores. I'd love to hear your opinions, even if you do just want to tell people to buy a moped. E-bike law does seem to upset some people in more ways than one. Maybe you think a physical restrictor locked away in the bike, like on the Crazybird Jumper, should make it legal, but a simple computer or app restriction should not. Let us know. We've got some awesome e-bikes coming up, including the first impressions of the monstrous Coswheel CT20S, a full review of the Enquiries X24 and the Enquiries X3000 Max, and also a mystery bike from Enquiries. And of course, we've got the Crazybird Jumper from this video, which will be reviewed in the very next video on the channel. It's a lovely e-bike. We've gone into each of the 3 main e-bike laws in greater detail in the past, and those videos will be linked in the description below. But do check out the channel for lots of other e-bike reviews and discussion. So if you got something from that video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you enjoyed it, you can do that too. Feel free to subscribe if you want, but you don't have to. I'm sure I'll pop up again if you watch the whole thing. And until next time, thanks for watching. Ride safe.